All right, good evening, investors. Welcome, or good morning to some of you. Welcome to our class tonight. Let's get our sheet and get started. Hopefully you guys had a great long break. Usually most people use that the last week and a half to, spend time with family and go away from trading for a while. The good news is, while we were gone, markets had a good run. We could get into why, if it's a good thing or bad thing, fiscal cliff this or that, or what's next and all that happy stuff. The bottom line is the market rallied and at least temporarily thinks that all of this is a good thing. All right, so people are buying, and that's fine. Going into this, remember the position that we took. We went through our entire portfolio and said, okay, if we were to stop out of everything, what would we lose? And we sat back and went through each thing, reduced our risk where we could, and said, okay, well, we're up over 13%. For the year, we had a good 6.5% on our open positions, the portfolio as a whole. And we said, okay, what are we willing to give back? And you go back and you just reduce the risk across the board. Something doesn't make you feel right, you can take it off. Obviously, my bias was and is to the long side, as we have no shorts and have only had 2 shorts really all year, right? 4 shorts all year. And so I'm just going to continue to play long. Again, there's no reason to be anything other than short-term short, right? If you're like a 1 or 2 day player, you like catching a little break of a support area or trend line break or something, that's fine. There are a lot of weak stocks out there. However, we chose to focus only on long, and it is paid off. We have a few things to talk about tonight, so I will try not to take too much of your time. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask at any time. If you'd like to use your mic and talk to me, you can do that as well. I won't bite. Okay, first and foremost, the blue solid line that you see on your screen is TEX. We hit our second target on TEX, and that play is over with and done. You should, if you're following me, with me, you are completely out of that play. Remember, the first part of our position gave us a little over 6%. The second part of our play, as you can see there a little bit, we got just over 20% on the second part of our TEX play. So very nice job. I am out. Full disclosure, I'm out. It's done. It was a wonderful ride, and we'll move on to another play. So now that you guys know that, let us delete that one and maybe check back in the future and see if there's more to do there. So whether you played the first part or the second part, congrats, you did a good job. With this bounce from the other day and yesterday, the fiscal cliff deal, we were able to get TTM to our second target. Some of the symbols that have hit, our first target. So we've hit our first target on these. Okay. Quick review for the new investors. We have things broken up like this. You can see here that we have 2 targets. We have one where we take 3/4 of the position off. We just like to get our 8 to 12% as fast as possible. And then our second position is more of our investment, where we'll hang on to that, sometimes add back to it, take a little bit more off or whatever, and see if we can get a big target like we did on TEX. We got 20% on our second part, and so that's fine. Now, whenever we hit our first target, I put it here because this means we're waiting for that long-term target. Down here, this means we have yet to hit our short-term target, which is this. And if it helps you, maybe I could change that to short-term, long-term. That's just how I have it here. I'll tell you what, let's do it like this. No, that's confusing too. We'll leave it the way it is. Tell me if you want me to change it. I don't mind. It makes sense in my head, but if I can make it easier, let me know. So what you'll see here are these symbols, right? These symbols have already hit their first target. So here's NWL, GIS, right? They're going in order. CRE, jump down here to CAM, you got your TTM we'll talk about, and CX. See? So we're waiting for that second target. These, we've yet to hit that target just yet. The goal is to get all of our symbols from here up to here. All right. So the most recent symbols to hit those targets, we had TTM that we've had here since mid-December. $29 was our target. And I'll just pull it up on the screen there, show you what we did. All right, so TTM pretty much was straight up ever since we bought it, so can't really complain there. $29. We did a little better than that, right? We got a gap up from the fiscal cliff deal yesterday, so we were able to do a little bit better. I'll just say, we hit $29, so when you plug it in, we got just over 8.5% on the first part of our position. Okay, and now going forward, we're going to shoot for this 30.75, which at this pace, maybe we'll raise our target. That'll give us 15% on the back half there, or not half, at the back quarter. All right, so that's TTM. Very nice job on that one. Another one that's somewhat newer of a play for us is CX. We'll jump to that real quick. All right, CX we played as just a straight breakout play. Just nice little base, and then popped above that base. We took advantage of that, and we hit our first target just yesterday of 1050, right? So on CX, we got just over 10% on the first part of our play, so nice job there. And now we're looking for 1115 on the second part. Remember, this is that slower mover, and so, takes another week or two to get up there. Just know it's not a real fast, wild symbol, so nothing to go crazy about. Anyways, nice job. Another 10% on that one. Going well, right? It really helped the other day to get that nice push. In fact, some of our more sluggish plays that have not really been cooperating saw a nice bounce as well. Let's talk about those here for a second. Well, actually, before I move away from this, take a quick minute to look at we've reduced our risk. And for the newer members, how this goes, I made a recent adjustment here. If you see that we moved our stop up and this number is green, that means that that's a profitable stop loss. Or it's not a loss, it's a profitable trailing stop. So our new stop on NWL is $21. Our entry price was $19.75, so we're guaranteed to make almost 6.5% on our NWL. All right, CRE, same thing. We've raised our stop now to $31, but our entry price was $29.50. So we're guaranteed to make 5% on that one no matter what. And we've already hit our first targets on these. Okay? GIS is break even, but we moved that a while ago. Now these down here that are in the black, maybe I'll do red. Is that fair? That's a good idea. Thanks. I like that better. That's a good idea. So we'll go like this. If we still have risk, see, I listen. Don't tell my wife. All right, so these we still have risk. Okay, so when you see the boxes highlighted, we've reduced our risk from some higher number down to 3%. You like that? Good. So as we scroll down, you see CAM, we're now at break even on our position there. That's good. ADM, we've raised our stop to where we're only risking 2%. Okay, we just made that adjustment. Again, we only make stop adjustments once a week. Okay, so we usually do that on Mondays in the letter. The past 2 weeks have been holiday days, so we didn't do a letter. But going forward, you'll see the stops are raised. And probably I'll just go with this since tomorrow's Friday. If we can raise something, fine, but I'll probably repost this in the letter, just so you know. But we raised our stop on UPS 3%. I want to talk about that one in a minute. So we're only risking 3%. TTM and CX, they hit their first target, and we had an opportunity to raise our stops. And so now we're only risking 2% and 4%. Our only negative play at the moment is AUI. It's a gold mining stock. There was some news that came out today about the Fed, some inner bickering, if you will. Some people think they should stop their now $85 billion in asset purchase program, that they call it. Some people think they should stop it sooner than later, and that turned out to be a good thing for the dollar. So we saw the gold miners get hit. Anybody that's new to investing, they work in the opposite. The dollar does well, gold miners go down. Dollar does bad, gold miners go up. So an off day for our gold mining stock, the only one that we have. Okay, something to note over here. Anytime you see green, light green, we're getting close to our first target. PKI is getting close. ADM is getting close. We're at about 50 cents away on ADM. UPS, we're getting close. We're like 10 cents away. I thought we were going to hit that this morning. Oh, mine did hit. Oh, we did hit. I didn't mark it. Son of a, yeah, let's check that out. My order did go through. Here, I'll show you. I mean, I don't play around. UPS hit 76.50 today. Oh, it's 52. Nice. I didn't see that. All right, cool. So, new adjustment. New adjustment. I forgot to change that. UPS, we hit our target. So what I do is I'll just make it green for a couple days, and then we'll strike it through. Good stuff. That's always good. All right, so then what we do is, it's good for the new members, you get to see this. All right, so then what we do is just take our UPS and we'll put it up here. Okay. So now we've hit our first target and we're looking for our second target. Okay. And with UPS, that one was a little bit back and forth for a while, but now we're shooting for 78.80 for our second target. Okay. So cool. Good stuff there. That's good. We took a stop on this UPS earlier this year, so it's good. We're getting our money back on it. Anyways, we raised our stop to 3%. What I was talking about was, obviously, this means we've hit our target. These two, we're getting close to our target. All right, so all good on that one. All right. And we're going to go. That was just today, too. I like that. Okay, so moving down the list here, let's look at some of our symbols that have not hit their short-term targets yet. SLB is somewhat of an underperformer for us. Remember, we've been in this one through the negative potential earnings release. I did put that in red to draw attention there. They guided down, so in a week and a half we'll find out how they did. We've got our stop in place at the moment, risking 5%. We're hanging in there, but about a lot of back and forth since that the negative guidance. So one of our sluggish plays that may result in a stop. So we want to just reduce the risk at every opportunity we can. At the moment, we've yet to really poke up here and make any new highs. No real attempt on volume to get up and above the last area of selling. And so I don't want to move the stop too tight now. 5% is fine. Okay, moving down the list, PKI poked up to new highs. It's doing great. I mean, it's just slowly trending higher. We've had this one for a little bit. It's not a very fast mover. It doesn't trade a lot of volume, so you can't expect it to move like UPS, in one day, just wipe out a couple dollars worth of action. So remember that when you look at our thing here, PKI, we're close to our first target. We were closer yesterday. We're shooting for 33, and we'll see what happens. ADM, same thing, 29 is our first target. We've come up against the daily 200, so that may hurt us a little bit. Give a few days of pulling back, and actually I hope the market pulls back a little bit too, because I don't think it would scare people out. I think if we got to pull back from here, a lot of indices took out multi-year highs, so I think people would just consider that a little profit taking, and there'd be no selling into that. So I don't mind if a lot of these symbols pull back. SIG, yeah, had a decent day today. Right, SIG was trying hard. Different points of the day looked like it was going to keep going. Desperately hanging on to the 50-day. So we'll see what we get out of that. We've also had a chance to raise our risk. Raise our stop on that. And DE, we played this as a logo play going back. But hey, if you like breakouts on a weekly chart, actually, we were able to make new highs. So hopefully we're on our way to our next target. And as I said, AUI was our kind of bummer one today. And gold mining, gold stocks getting hit. Tomorrow's another day. All right, moving forward, just want to talk about a couple play ideas going into tomorrow if you're interested. And I won't take a whole lot of your time. Yeah, I got an email the other day that yeah, I got an email. Someone said, "I can't imagine you get a lot of questions. You seem to cover everything 2 and 3 times." I don't know if that was a compliment or a complaint. Either way, I'll take it. We have a list down here. New members. Down here we have symbols that we're interested in that we may be taking a look at for entries, and we're going to follow along and see if we can get an entry. I marked down 2 things. VRX is just a straight out breakout play. I'm going to post that for tomorrow. Should get over the highs, and I believe it was like 6160 it is. So anything over 6150, if you like breakouts, we can play that. And then the other one, well, it might not be for tomorrow, but was this ACAM, AKAM. This was one of the 4 shorts that we had all year. We took 2 stops and 2 winners on our shorts this year, 50-50. ACAM just took out these high. We shorted it right up into these highs, and it just poked above and got us there, and then dropped enough. That would have been the move, hopefully, but either way, whether we played it short or long, looks like we were going to be in for it. Now, we've taken out these highs here, and I want to wait for a logo play. Right? Very simple. We just wait for the logo right there. And that'll be great, because that gives a couple days for the market to take a break. We may even get a smaller one right inside of there. So I'm pretty excited about that. Really, for tomorrow, you got VRX, and then I'm going to just call this as like a specialty sort of play here. FBHS, similar to our PKI, it doesn't trade a lot of volume. There's a weekly / daily breakout. Got some feedback from some of you that like these breakouts, so I try to keep my eye out for them. It's not my #1 play that I'll go to, but just want to let you know that this one came up on a scan, and it's a newer name, but if you like that, going into tomorrow over 31 as a way to play that breakout. So there you go. A couple ideas going forward. Let me make sure I covered everything. I think I got it. Yeah, so I mean, all's going well. You go back and we look at our portfolio. All's going really well for us. All but one of our names are currently in the green. And a couple really big winners. So not much complaint there. Again, expect that the market's going to pull back a little bit. You think of the people like us that we've been in long, really since the summer, playing in and out of things. We have a good handful of symbols that, as the market popped, triggered our sells, right? There were a lot of profit taking for us over the past couple days. So imagine someone who has a trailing stop, or someone who's sitting back to see if we're going to head any higher before taking profits. Those people come in and want to take a little profits. That's fine. Don't think that that's people selling because the end of the world is coming. So I'm not too worried about it. Tomorrow we do have the unemployment number. That could be a temporary little shake-up. Should it be good or bad, but no sense in trying to guess. All right. Well, hey, I hope you guys enjoy. As always, feel free to send me an email if you should think of a question and it's not now or not in the next class or something. You can always email me, Dustin@tradingwings.com. Other than that, enjoy. Keep doing well. Keep focusing on our plays here. Hope you're doing well, taking some of these, or have found ways to follow along with other symbols that you might see the same patterns on. I love it. Going well. We've got our stops in. We've reduced our risk. And tomorrow's another day. So again, Happy New Year. Enjoy. We'll talk to you again on Tuesday. Adios.